titles, but Heroes of New Earth being one of those. And this is kind of their launch tournament, you could say, as a way as a win-win for everyone. So a €3,000 prize pool on the line here, over $3,200. But again, just more Heroes of New Earth competitive scene, always a good thing, and definitely awesome to have them here supporting the Han scene. So with that said, we got our group stages that we're currently in. We're running with the GSL format as it's known by. Group stages, yet it's kind of in a bracket format for each of the groups. They're mini tournaments, and this is how it currently looks right now for Group B, which is what we're kicking it off with. Sync Esports versus Complexity Gaming going at it here in the winner bracket finals. The losers bracket, of course, 2-0 versus Reason Gaming. From our understanding, Reason Gaming did forfeit their first match. They may not show up, but we'll see if that happens. As far as Group A, and how that's looking, we're going to be casting the winner bracket later today, which is Mystery Gang versus Bad Monkey Gaming. Obviously excited about that one. Mystery Gang, a huge upset over Evil Corporation, and thus we have Evil Corp versus Fresh in the losers bracket for down there, which will take place tomorrow. So again, really some exciting Heroes of New Earth coming at us here during the weekdays. We got a lot of grind, and I was thinking about it. Essentially, we're going to be casting for 14 days really here straight, or close to it. Maybe 12 of those 14 days. But anyways, the point being, a lot of Heroes of New Earth over these next couple of weeks here, especially coming at you here on Honcast. So excited to be here. All right, now that we got that taken care of, I am going to be joined by my co-caster today. And today I'm going to be joined by Rogroste of the 6th Man for Complexity. Also my co-caster. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Whew, I'm doing good. I was long-winded right there with all that explanation and everything, but yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. This tournament, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was, again, I was gone this last weekend. I was at BlizzCon, as I mentioned, and had a great time there and everything. Then it came back, and it kind of hit me. It's like, oh yeah, this tournament starts up now. The day I'm back. So, but no, I'm glad to get back into this. I missed the last weekend's action, so. It's good to be here. Are you excited to be here, Rogroste?
I'm always excited to be here with you, Breaky.
All right. Well, that makes it a little less awkward then. I'm glad. All right. So we got Complexity versus Sync here. Now, obviously, this is a big matchup. I mean, Sync has really proven they're back to an extent. I mean, this isn't the dominating Sync by any means that we've known for a while, but if things continue the way they are and they really stick to these 5 especially and really grind it out, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is a team with a lot of potential here, and I'm curious to see how they continue to perform now, moving on. So, I mean, do you agree or what?
Yeah, 100%. They're a really strong team. I mean, all those players have been around for so long, and now they're kind of just starting to mesh together, and they look very, very strong together.
Yeah, it's impressive stuff. In fact, they were really close. I wasn't casting it, but they were really close to even taking Cycle 4. In the end, they were defeated, of course, by Evil Corporation 2-1 of those grand finals after beating them in the winners bracket finals even. So, second place finish there, and we'll see how they finish here in the Time to Win tournament. But again, just getting started. All right, let's talk about the actual game now and what the hell's going on here. So we have the initial bans: Wild Soul Tremble, Warbeast, and Parasite, Midas and Magnus, Behemoth and Rhapsody, Prophet into Riptide, and then we even see a Dark Lady coming out now for Complexity. So there's this Prophet. You've mentioned this before. They're kind of liking a little bit of Prophet here lately.
Yeah, the Heroes Ultimate is just so strong for any team fight. And if you look at their team, they want a team fight as soon as Dark Lady gets a couple items. So always a strong hero. I like seeing Prophet a lot here.
Yeah. And I know we've all talked about the idea of pairing it with a Riptide even. Not going to be happening here. Riptide obviously picked up by Sync actually with their 3rd pick, but not the worst thing ever, but Riptide's also another hero just in general that really has been getting a lot of attention here on the competitive scene. And I wonder who's he's probably gonna match up against Midas, I would think.
Yeah, that looks like what's gonna be. And my guess is Love will give him a Rev Ward mid, and it's gonna be a little hard for Riptide, but I mean, he does so much damage that if he catches Midas in the water, Midas is gonna take so much damage from it. So it could still be a dual lane mid with the Rhapsody Riptide. We don't really know yet, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun pick.
Wow. That is a while since we've seen Dampier. Now that's, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Haxrin's a player that comes from that history of, especially when it was really popular, played back then, but man, it's been a long time. But talk about a snowball carry. This is definitely up there with the best of them. in Dampier. So, all right.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how he's going to do because he's facing such a heavy AoE lineup. He really has to go Shrunken, and the problem is you want a couple items on him before you actually go Shrunken. You want the Grimoire, you want the Portal Key. So I'm not sure if that was their best pick here, but I mean it could end up working out if they do get a couple kills in the lane.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely unique. So Zlapt trusting though Haxorn with the Dampier. And, you know, something I used to always bring up about Dampier when the times we did see him was going with the idea that if you pick him up, you probably don't want to run jungler. You know, okay, sure enough,
Yep.
they go Legionnaire, so never mind about that. No, but it's because you obviously you usually like to really transfer into the jungle, you know, around the level 6 mark. He gets the early light brand, and he will really start to skyrocket with all the stacked camps there. But Legionnaire not going to necessarily allow that to happen, so that's a little curious to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Zlaps likes to farm a lot, and maybe it's just Zlap's going to get his portal key and just give up the jungle and start roaming, but even then, Zlap's not the type of jungler to leave his jungle.
No.
So, I'm not really sure. I do agree that maybe they should have picked up a second support here and gave Dampier the jungle, but, I mean, we'll just see how it plays out.
Now, by the way, people, again, as far as coverage for today, all the matches from here on out should be covered now here in Hotcast. Obviously, our first day yesterday, we had 2 matches happening at the same time. But from my understanding, though, the rest of this tournament, again, it's spread out with the schedule here to the point where every single match is going to be capable of being covered here in Hotcast. So that's exciting. With that said, we are kicking it off with Group B today, as you may notice here. That wasn't initially the plan, but it was kind of a last-minute change. The Group A winner bracket finals, Mystery King versus BMG. They had to move it to the later time portion. I guess 1 or 2 players were not able to make it. So for the sake of, you know, good competition here, and Sync and Complexity both agreed that they can make the earlier time slot. So that's what's going on here. So just to clarify in terms of what we're looking at here. But again, I can't say I'm disappointed. I mean, both of them are obviously going to be great series here. But excited to get it kicked off, though. Going to start with a pause. I will say yesterday, not to jinx it, but we really, it was pretty good with the flow. I mean, there weren't too many pauses in the end. So I was actually happy about that. But
Yeah, but now you're looking at Complexity and Sync, and they do both like to pause an awful lot.
That's very true. So I probably jinxed us, and this is going to be a 4-hour series here.
Most likely. We're going to see a couple pauses from both. Probably see all 3 pauses being used by both teams.
All right. Let's not. Okay, so yeah, we see the very AoE-centric Legion team over here. You're making that point, and obviously that fits very well with Prophet. I mean, we've seen glimpses of Prophet a little bit. You mentioned the ultimate change, just buffs in general to this hero. But something tells me, yeah, we're going to maybe start seeing even a little bit more of it. Again, Complexity, one of these teams that really has kind of picked up on it. And this style, too, with the Tempest, with the Behemoth. It's pretty ridiculous synergy, I would figure. I mean, even if Tempest only gets a 2-second ultimate off, that buys the time for Prophet to put down his Soul's Fate, or what is it? Yeah, Shared Fate. And then, you know, spread the damage and then set up for more to follow. So potential's really there. And this is, you know, arguably one of the best wombo combo supports in the game, you could say.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Especially with this team. If they get caught by any ability whatsoever, they're just going to melt instantly. So Sync team does need to be really careful. But once they do get Shrunkens, they're going to be relatively safe on their core. So they might actually end up rushing Shrunken on Dampier. Maybe just go Portal Key Shrunken. Or it's kind of hard not to get Grimoire on that hero, but we'll have to see what they do.
Yeah, that's an item in itself that, yeah, we really have not seen it forever. I mean, Wretched Hag, of course, died out as a carry option for the longest time, and it was really her and Dampier that were the 2 heroes that picked up Grimoire, if anything. So I wonder if that maybe is going to be a little bit of a change of just like Grimoire's just not considered that great anymore. But I mean, Dampier, though, yeah, it does work so well on him. So I find it hard to believe not to be picked up. But
ooh,
Faction's
not careful here. Okay, I think he's going to be okay, or perhaps he might not be so okay.
Oh, Rhapsody, nah, she's kind of peeking in there.
Yeah. Rhapsody, oh.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
All right, almost there.
Little too far. So he's going to be good to go here. Bottom lane? What's going on down here? Not bottom lane, but bottom of the jungle. Legionnaire also scouting it out. So yeah, not going to be any interaction, really just simply saying hello. And then going to their appropriate lanes. Yeah, Oscar is going to be the suicide here. We do see setting up up here on the Behemoth, so not surprising. Yeah, Fuzzy Sloth on minus mid. And Prophet, I assume, is going to go down and babysit Dark Lady, yeah. Headed towards there. So how should Midas fare against Riptide, do you think?
Midas should do pretty well. I think he might won't be able to really harass him out of the lane until level 4, but he'll be able to harass him a little bit. And I'm sure they'll kind of just trade farm in the beginning, but once level 4 hits, Midas should start doing a lot better. And he actually did get pulled the Rev Ward, so it'll actually do a little bit more mid. He might actually be able to harass him out of lane now. Oh, Riptide got given a Rev Ward too. Okay.
Interesting. That's
countering Rev Wards.
Next level right there, yeah. It's like, you put a Rev Ward down, I'll go ahead and take care of that myself. Now, both notice that they have a Rev Ward, I'm sure, by now, so it's going to be interesting to see, once it disappears from the inventory. Obviously, Riptide's just waiting for that, so, I mean, that's really tough for Midas, because he can't just sneak, he can't, like, be sneaky with it. I mean, if he places it, it's going to be pretty obvious here for Riptide, so it's kind of a smart idea, I guess.
He's got to put it somewhere on his hill where it just can't get countered, but that really doesn't help him that much in the river. So, yeah, it was actually a good play to just give Riptide this Rev Ward. Even if he doesn't use it, it's still just the fact that he has it.
Yeah, it's preventing him, if anything. So, Magnus, bottom lane, he is taking some heavy harassment here, but again, Zibbe played this role many of times. As I say that, he's in trouble. All right, Bloodlust kill coming out for Complexity. Love gets credit for it. He's played it many a times, but maybe not a whole lot against a Prophet Dark Lady right here. So he gets killed.
Yeah, I think he double steam bathed in lane, or maybe it was only one steam bath. I don't remember, but either way, he did steam bath earlier. So I was wondering if he actually had the mana to stun there, or if he just got silenced and then just died because of that. Because I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the mana pool necessarily, so it just seemed like... I think it was because he just simply got silenced, to be honest. I mean, the Dark Blades came out, and he went to the Steam Bath, but obviously with the Dark Blades, he immediately came out of it and was silenced further. So, I mean, you see right here, again, a similar situation, but he's a little too high on health this time around, so not going to try for it right here. Instead, we'll let him be. Legionnaire being played by Zlaptier, again, a pretty comfortable hero for him, and definitely one of the best junglers out there, if not the best, so expecting him to have a pretty good time. Look at this, around this camp right here at the top rune. Double Rev Ward and the Ward of Sight. Guess, I didn't notice if it was blocked earlier. I guess it was.
It must have been. That's a lot of gold committed to that one spot on the map, but...
Yeah. Was that... No, that wasn't even Riptide's Rev Ward either, so they brought 3 Rev Wards in the beginning.
Okay.
Jeez.
I'm wondering, they can kill Magnus bots if they bring a Rev Ward and bring the Tempest over, so I'm wondering if they're going to rotate Tempest relatively soon to be able to kill him.
Yeah. Let's see if that happens coming up here again. I'm really intrigued to see the transition as well with Dampier and how they kind of make this work, because like I said, it goes back to the idea. Yeah, that's again the thing with Legionnaire. Now I guess Legionnaire in the sense that he wants to get his portal key and then he'll start to be a little more active. I know Zlap has a history. Yeah, he likes to go bottle. I believe he goes Striders as well.
Yeah.
And he gets the portal key, so once he gets that here, maybe opening it up a little bit, but still going to be a while before that happens.
I'm very interested to see what actually Dampier ends up going. So his first item will kind of tell what he does. If he does go the Light Brand, then assume the Grimoire into Portal Key, or he might just save straight for the Portal Key. So there's a lot of options. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does.
What about Tempest here? You mentioned maybe him trying to get active. Do you think, because it's more of a team fight team, maybe something like the Astrolabe should be a high priority here?
Yeah, I think Astro is pretty core on Tempest nowadays, so yeah, he definitely should go Astro, and then my guess is he'll go into the Portal Key after that, or whatever he chooses to go into, but yeah, I do definitely agree, the Astro this game.
Yeah. Let's see if that comes out here. Riptide, he was going for the bottom rune, but stolen by Tempest. I believe it was just a refreshment rune there, if I'm not mistaken. So top lane, look at this, Dampier diving way past the tower. He's trying to box out Behemoth here. Accomplishing that pretty well, actually. So this is going to be a tower. I mean, if vulnerability does come out, is somebody TPing? No. Should Complexity really try to defend this, or is this a lost cause?
it might be a lost cause. I don't really think anyone can come over except Midas, and I'm not really sure if Midas wants to leave his mid lane, so they're probably just going to let it fall unless he just keeps stunning the wave and tries to keep it away. But
Yeah.
yeah, otherwise I think they're just going to let it go. It's fine because then Behe can have the lane if they give him a nice ward. So
What the fuck is this here? I don't know. Macera's known as a pretty vocal guy in competitive matches.
so I don't think Macera has learned how to play the Riptide yet. I suppose. Oh,
Whoa,
so Oscar did get denied.
That's big, actually. Yeah. And just
Huh.
to deny that. How did he do that? Yeah, they were playing so aggressive against him.
I think he just ended up stunning out the wave, and it was in deny range, and just had enough time to be able to deny it. Because Haxton wasn't even close; he was up farming the wave. So
No.
if that was the case, then good, well played by Oscar.
That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. We do see Dark Lady. She is top farmer in the game right now. 450 gold per minute. Obviously, the assist especially really helping here, but formless. 42 and 11 creep farm. You do compare it to Dampier at 39 and 8, so it is pretty close, but a slight lead here for Dark Lady. But again, the assist really giving that edge, and yeah, with the tower being denied, obviously, the gold not as high either for the Dampier here. We do see Tempest comes into the lane, though. I believe he has level 4 elementals. Yes, he does. So this should be a pretty solid push coming out right here for the Legion side. And Tempest is going that Astrolabe, as mentioned as well. So this is going to be a free tower kill here. More complexity, and Dark Lady going to be already looking pretty good towards a fairly early rune cleaver. I mean, still a long ways to go, obviously, but in fact, chose to go full-on Ghost Marchers here before anything of the rune cleaver.
Yeah, I think the logic behind that is they kind of know they can kill Magnus, and if he gets phase boots, it'll just make it that much easier. So it's a good decision.
There's the life tube now coming out. In the meantime, you see Behemoth Striders on top of him. He also has that Veiled Rot ready to pop here. We'll see if he finds an opportunity for that, maybe the middle lane, something like that. You do see Rev Ward does go down here for Riptide. I don't know if he ended up countering. I don't see it on Midas anymore, so maybe it was actually countered.
I think it was, because the other ward has one hit on it, so must have been countered in some way.
Yeah. So, again, really holding on to that whole time, figured, okay, I might as well try to use it, and sure enough, countered, as we saw there. So, yeah, pretty smart tactic, definitely, from Riptide here. Double stack Ancients on the Legion side. I mean, that's something that definitely the Hellborn team could really take advantage of, too, of course, with Dampier. Probably would need assistance, or I guess Legionary even could do that.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of heroes that can do it. They could have Magnus ulti it and get his portal key a little bit faster. There's a lot of heroes, so that, yeah, they should be stacking it. I think they're just a little afraid because of how pushed up the Dark Lady and Prophet are.
Yeah. And Dampier's just working up here, and another 1,000 gold saved up. Midas middle lane. Nope, just a little bit of pressure there. Macera kind of doing it before he heads towards the rune, which he's going to pick up here at 8 minutes. Let's see if this is like a haste rune, double damage even. No, just a refreshment. Bottom rune is double damage. And Midas has a haste, and he's going to pick up the double damage. So, hey, he had both. Right
yeah,
here.
they might look to try to kill this Riptide here with this DD with Prophet coming in, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to get him if he's under tower.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to hit very hard with that DD, but yeah, with him hugging the tower so well right here. Probably not going to happen. A little too far. Look at Behemoth, though, maybe. I mean, with Behemoth here in the Fissure setup. Oh, they're going for it. Here we go. There's the Fissure. It is enough for the stun. The Transmute, he gets it off. Double damage popped. Here come the auto attacks. What an Eye of the Storm, though, trying to turn it. As here come the TPs now. Riptide is going to survive. And Rhapsody and Dampier looking for kills now. Prophet, he's going to be one of those kills it looks like. Yep, he'll go down. Dampier didn't even ulti. Wasn't necessary. However, he's in a little bit of stun trouble. Going to be fine, though, in the long run. All 5 appear here for Sync, obviously on top of the TCP support. And it's only 1 for nothing, though, with that said, with Prophet being killed. So I guess not the craziest fight there.
Yeah, and they committed a lot to it. They might want to they might just want to go 5 and push a mid, or maybe try to look at these Ancients and try to get them, but they're just going to go back to farming, which I don't agree with. When you mass TP somewhere, you really need to make a play outside of getting 1 hero kill.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, more that I'm looking at, realizing what just happened right there, I actually think you could almost argue complexity fared decent right there, because Dark Lady was just freely pushing the bottom lane more while that all broke out, and like with all the TPs and supports you're mentioning, I mean, to only get Prophet killed, that's actually not that big of a deal. So
yeah, and the ward that Cernia put up a little bit earlier did get spotted, so and it gets instantly countered. So yeah, that actually might have been in favor of Complexity a little bit. It's gonna just help their Dark Lady even more.
Yeah, you see here 600 GPM, or not GPM.
Whoa!
Wow, that would be insane this early. Now 600 gold just about saved up is the sentence I meant to say. And she's going to continue to work into the jungle here as that sustainer, of course. So, what did Dampier... Oh, no, he's still sitting on 2,000 gold. So, he's... look, I don't know. He could go to Portal Key. He could go to Lightbrand. I think Lightbrand would have to be the option here.
Yeah, I would think so, but... Yeah, okay. All right, so he's going to go the Grimoire into Portal Key, which means Zlaft is going to have to sacrifice his jungle.
Yeah.
Which interests me a little bit because I know how much he likes to farm. And even with ganking so much, I don't know. It's just this doesn't seem like very Sync-esque in a lot of ways.
No, and again, that's where it goes back to. Like that was a 4th pick Dampier and then a final pick Legionnaire. So it's not like they were kind of reacting and they kind of just had to deal with it. I mean, they purposely chose this idea here. So I think a lot of it again is going to go back to the fact that Slap just about has his portal key. So at least let him finish that here. And then try to make a play. Now, even before he gets it, they're already trying to make a play here in the middle lane with the Invis Magnus. Now, I wonder, I don't know if he was seen. No, I don't think he would have been seen right there with this ward. So, but they are playing it pretty defensive, so
yeah,
looks like it's not going to be a kill. Let's go bottom instead.
Yeah, just going to try to get XP while he just has the Invis on. Might as well. It'll help him out. Oh, maybe they are trying to set up something bottom. The Rhapsody sitting behind the Magnus.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get at least one kill out of this. Rhapsody does have that staccato to support, of course, but ideally they want the Dark Lady, but you can tell Formless knows something's up. He's just going to farm out the jungle here in the meantime. Not going to give them that chance here. I mean, look at this really aggressive sort by Love. Wow, Ward of Sight, by the way, by Love. All the way up here in the middle lane near it.
Wow. Kind of surprised he got there without getting spotted.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's a great ward. It's gonna spot a lot of hero because that's the way they're gonna go gank Dark Lady. So it's a really good ward, and that's probably why Dark Lady was able to farm bots so well.
So this is where it gets interesting now, because Lap does get his portal key, but again, he has Striders and a portal key. Like, this is the ultimate I want to go kill people build. On top of that, with having a Dampier who ideally wants to go into the jungle now, as I'm saying this, here he is now going back to the jungle and farming it. So, it's just a mentality thing of this is like Slapped as a player or what, or maybe there just isn't a whole lot on the map right now to work off of, but...
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if Dampier is just going to kind of purchase the portal key after the light brand and maybe just have both portal keys on Lego and Dampier, because they can pretty much kill anything with that. So I wouldn't be opposed to him kind of... Oh, Zlap just misclicked his TP. I mean, not Zlap, Hackstream, but I probably shouldn't say that on stream. PM. PM.
I didn't catch it, but
well,
I believe you.
Everyone knows now.
There you go.
But yeah, I think maybe he might want to get his portal key and just kind of roam around together and then just basically give up the jungle to Dampier when he's not ganking, but yeah, it might be the best play for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dampier, yeah, it's not like Dampier is being locked down by any means. I mean, he is kind of just pushing out the top lane, continuing to do so, and the Legion side hasn't done a whole lot to kind of prevent that, and I don't know if that's a fault of theirs necessarily, but it does feel like that they're not punishing this basically. So the fact that they're not punishing, him just kind of going up in the lane, allowing Legionnaire to then sit in the jungle and farm it up anyways, is perhaps hurting Complexity in the long run here of what could have been an earlier on advantage for them of forcing their hand. So
yeah, I think they kind of just want to wait for their portal keys. I mean, Behe's 1,000 off. Tempest is about to get his. And they're going to have a Cleaver finished on Dark Lady, so I think they're kind of just... I don't think they want to force into this team from Hellborn, because they just have so much early game, and if they get caught without spells or just get caught in the wrong spot, they're just going to end up falling every time. And that's the second tower than I thought.
yeah, that's those are the only 2 tower kills, right? Yeah, so they don't have a tower kill technically yet. They both happen to be denied here at the top side. There's the Rune Cleaver for Dark Lady, so Yeah, we're looking at Dampier and everything, but by the way, Dark Lady has a Rune Cleaver now in 14.5 minutes, so pretty damn good timing, actually, for him here.
Yeah, definitely. And Dampier actually did get the portal key after the light brand, which I do agree with. But now they just need to go make plays. They need to go together with the Lego, which looks like that's what they want to do after they take these Ancients.
Exactly. It's agree with only if they now actually get aggressive here, because to get a couple of portal keys, especially one under your carry, I mean, sure, it's eventually something that you would get, but maybe not until later if you're not going to look for kills. But yeah, they need to make use of it.
Plays. Yeah, now they just need to go make plays. And Zlap saw this, I think. Oh no, I don't know if he did or not.
He did. He had the build rod and got exposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was triple attack Ancients for Dark Lady, and that always helps. Oh.
They saw him. Kind of confirming that right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
at least these guys aren't BM.
Well, it's kind of interesting, honestly, because I know Zlap, has good history with them. He's friendly with them, and in the past they definitely have been. But they've also had a little bit of drama at times too, with like reschedules and servers and things like that. So it's kind of like a love and hate relationship, I guess.
Yeah, definitely with them it is, and I there's not much you can do when to be they have to play on US East, and it does kind of suck for the Europeans, but it's not so fun when you have to play on 250 ping.
Nope. Magnus whipped that stun right there, and that's going to backfire. Well, the Protective Melody comes out. That's going to save the day initially. Magnus trying to disjoint isn't enough in the end, but it caused a lot more to happen than they wanted. Meanwhile, the jump from Legionnaire, he immediately falls back. Rhapsody is going to be picked up. Debilitate onto Legionnaire. This is going to be a catch from Midas coming out. There's a transmit. The Storm, can it get there in time? No, it cannot. Down goes Legionnaire. Now Midas a double, but the Elemental Void. Complexity dominating, cleaning up the fight. A 5-0. It just kept working so beautifully for Complexity. One reaction after the other, and eventually a 5-0 is the result. An unbelievable fight for Complexity there.
Yeah, they did everything right there. They were, what you got, very patient on Tempest. He knows they have so many heroes that can cancel his ulti, and he just literally sat there and waited along with the Behe, and it was just very well played by them.
Man, the sequence of fights, it started with the Magnus Raps. That all started with a Magnus miss stun, too. You talk about Zibbe, just a solid, sound player you can count on, not one to miss stuns like that. And that kind of, obviously, the end result is what we're looking at it here, so watching the replay. So, yeah, the play definitely beautiful from Complexity, though. Even Kongor joining the fight a little bit there at the end, but 17.5 minutes. Definitely what was an even game is now a little bit of a lead here for Complexity. And a little bit of a lead when you have a Dark Lady that's 555 gold per minute kind of translates to actually a pretty damn good lead. So that's only going to get bigger and better.
Especially this early in the game. I'm trying to figure out if Macera's actually played Riptide before, because he just doesn't look very comfortable like he does on other heroes. He just doesn't, it doesn't look like he's very comfortable, and they could easily have ganked the Dark Lady with the early Lego PK, Magnus, and Riptide.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering. That's why I'm just wondering if has he actually played it.
No, it's very fair, because I do feel like seeing Riptide players, obviously in the middle lane especially, that's just his bread and butter. As soon as they hit level 6, maybe 7, 8 points, they look to use the Eye of the Storm, roam about, look to set up kills. I don't know if he really did that. I think the times he's used Eye of the Storm have been completely reactionary, if anything. He hasn't actually gone to try to set up kills with it. And again, it goes back to the portal key on Legionnaire, the portal key eventually on Dampier. And yeah, it doesn't seem like we really have been using this aggressive nature makeup here the most. So a little bit of him, a little bit of the team as a whole, honestly, right here. Yeah. So got to agree, though.
We'll have to see, because now that early portal key on Dampier was kind of just a waste of gold. It could have been his finished Grimoire at this point, so it does kind of suck for them. They really didn't make that many plays, and Riptide could be in trouble here if they know he's in here. Oh, it looks like there's going to be a team fight bot.
Yeah, I was going to say, here comes the Veiled Rot, though, and so they're trying to set this up. This is definitely a team fight breaking out here. Tempest, ooh, he just did not spot them. But now, there's the jump. Prophet gets jumped. Tempest, he comes in. Tom from Legionnaire, though. Darkening cover of darkness. There's the shockwave. And that's doing a lot of work right here. The shared fate comes down as well. All that spread damage happening. A 3-0. Complexity really is just on point here. They're chasing Dampier now. Taint Soul, yep, going to use it right here. Is there going to be enough chase? I believe so. This is going to be a kill. Look at that. The vote to concede. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, this game went from a very close game to complete dominance for complexity. And it was only in like a 2-minute period. We weren't even 20 minutes into that game. That was absurd.
Yeah. That was, I think, it was kind of like the mentality, we talked about last time I was here. It was like, do you want to keep saying in a game where you kind of lost your advantage, you lost your early game advantage? Do you really want to sit